Does your business or do your clients suffer from decision paralysis? Do they have projects sitting in the pipeline that, if completed, would provide significant value, but for some reason they just don't have the confidence to say yes? Well, there's a new way to gather rapid insight about how businesses operate. Clear, evidence-based insight that identifies the projects that will provide the best return on investment can now be easily achieved in hours rather than months, and new ways of operating can be modeled digitally prior to any real-world changes being made. If you're looking for a way to help your organization or your customers prioritize the projects that are going to get them the best results, Linq is the tool you've been waiting for. It used to be that we'd spend countless hours in front of whiteboards and sticking post-it notes to walls, only to head back to our desks to start piecing together information in Visio, Word, Excel and PowerPoint. Invariably, we'd present our work, only to find that the goalposts have shifted and countless more hours were required to fill in missing information or account for changes that had occurred between workshops and presenting our findings. And when we finally have all the right information together, lengthy reports and diagrams with information decision makers don't understand sits on desks for months if not years as decision paralysis takes its hold and squeaky wheel projects suck up all the resource. Those days are gone. We can now gather more detailed information 10 times faster and deliver instant insights and executive dashboards that communicate accurately the opportunities that most warrant investment. Imagine if you could gather information on a complex workflow within yours or your customer's organization within a couple of hours and instantly present information to decision makers that allows them to make evidence-based decisions to support investments, to secure new revenue opportunities, or reduce operational costs. You can. Linq is the best business modeling and analytics tool available. An intuitive sketch panel allows you to rapidly gather all the information required to be confident in your recommendations to decision makers. Creating a digital twin of current ways of operating can now be completed as rapidly as people can communicate how they currently get things done. It even has a warning panel to let you know if you've missed anything. Forgot something? Or has new information come to light? No worries, Linq has you covered. Simply plug in the new information where it needs to be and Linq will automatically redraw and update your dashboards and insight panels. Need to consult a subject matter expert on a more technical aspect of your operation? We've got you covered there too. Linq allows you to collaborate with others online. You can share a view of your work with them to comment on or give them editing rights and get them to enter their information directly into Linq. Once you've gathered all the information, there's no end to the insight you can get from the insights panels and dashboards. There's outputs here for every part of the organization. Your sketch summary is going to tell you instantly how much it costs for your operation to deliver its outputs and the time it takes to do so, along with the number of information assets, actions, people, and systems, business outcomes supported, reliance on external organizations, the level of automation currently in place, and indicators of how well you're using and reusing information assets. All of these insights offer the opportunity to dive into detail for those times when you get asked questions regarding the information sitting behind. No more scrambling to get more detailed information, it's all one click away. The fun doesn't stop here. Linq's second insight provides an executive summary of every system in your operation and presents them on a graph showing how critical they are to the business based on the outputs they support and the value of the information they supply. From here we can determine which systems are providing the most value and determine risk associated with system failure or reliance on systems that won't scale or are reaching end of life. The impact assessment insight is where we start getting really excited. We can highlight areas of change by selecting areas of our operation manually by output value or the use of tags. We can include upstream impact to inform what needs to change if we were to no longer require any element of our business, downstream impact to assess the impact if we were to lose a system, person, information asset, or ability to complete an action, or we can isolate our insight by removing upstream and downstream impact to focus on the immediate impact of automating manual tasks, for example, to show potential cost and time savings, and impact on information assets, actions, people, and systems. Imagine being able to take an idea for change, tag areas of your current operation that are impacted, and within minutes be able to present to decision makers the magnitude of the opportunity presented by that change. Linq's last insight offers an opportunity to pivot through the outputs that contribute most to the cost of running the operation, which allows you to focus on areas that are most likely to have the greatest benefit. There's 2 more dashboards that make Linq a standout in its ability to offer rapid insight and promote evidence-based decision-making for business transformation. The balanced scorecard offers the opportunity to compare the value that parts of your operation deliver to the costs incurred in delivering that value, and instantly identify areas where the value delivered does not justify the cost. Of course, in true Linq fashion, you're able to dive into the data to assess the impact to the business of any potential change. Lastly, and by no means least important, is the People dashboard, which allows you to see for each role in your operation the outcomes supported, actions performed, and information assets produced, along with insights that help understand the cost of their actions when compared to the value they deliver, and a simplified view of how they fit into the organisation. The People dashboard also offers insight into a day in the life of each role. How long do they spend performing each action, and what proportion of their efforts are applied to each, and how they use systems to complete their role. At this point, Linq has allowed us to rapidly create a digital twin of our business and provided us with considerable insight into all elements of our operation. We've uncovered areas of the business that might offer opportunities for transformation and have been able to quantify potential savings in costs and time. Having created a digital twin of our current operations, we're able to create a duplicate and make changes that we believe are going to increase revenues, reduce overheads, or mitigate risk. Once done, we can use the Linq compare functionality to compare the current state with the future state to show us exactly what's going to change. The compare table shows our total costs and time savings, and details to enable us to see exactly what's being removed and what's being added, which can be used to inform communications to all stakeholders. But don't take our word for it. We've got customers all over the world that are getting enormous value from Linq. Our users include business analysts, program or project managers, continuous improvement managers, information managers, and many others in some of the globe's largest utility and telecommunications companies, government departments, and private organisations in all industries. We've got consultants around the world also that deliver projects using Linq to their customers, getting stuff done 10 times faster than their competitors and providing considerably more confidence to decision makers that their recommendations are going to lead to the desired results. Head to www.linq.nz to find out more information and sign up for our 14-day free trial.